Warning! The root's on fire! You're about to experience the most high-octane, pedal-to-the-metal controversial show of your life. Please buckle up and hold on tightly. This station is not responsible for injuries. This is Wayne Allyn Root, raw and unfiltered, with America's favorite conservative rock star. Direct from the entertainment capital of the world, Las Vegas. What time is it? It's time for war! Here's your host, 100% raw truth, 100% American made, the warrior, Wayne Allyn Root.
All right, Wayne Allyn Root with you, Warzone Live. Warzone Live, I am live. This is not Memorex, it's Thursday, 27th of May. Wayne Allyn Root with you. Warzone Live, Wayne Stream Media, loudest MAGA mouth in the world. Website, rootforamerica.com. Email me anytime, wayneroot@gmail.com. And this is the official podcast of the Gateway Pundit. That's a lot to remember. I have no prompter on this show. I have no notes on this show. This is a 100% off the top of my head show. So, loudest MAGA mouth in the world, Wayne Stream Media, and I hope you enjoy it. So, the phone number, I promised you I'd get you the phone number for my new show that debuts on Monday evening at 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. It's called America Speaks. It should actually be called America Speaks Live. I should probably tell them to change the name, America Speaks Live, because it's a live show every single day, every single night, and it's a call-in show. So it's not easy, Pete, because they're creating the open right now. they're creating the open, spending a lot of money, a lot of guys working on it, editors. And they got to change the name. So I don't know if I'll tell them or I won't tell them, but 1-800-347-ROOT. That's not the number for now. Just understand, don't call it now. Don't call it Monday during the day. Call it at right before 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, Monday night. And every night, actually Monday through Thursday, because on Friday in that exact time slot is my other show, America's Top 10 Countdown. We're now gaining a Friday airing of America's Top 10 in the same time slot. So I will be there at 10 p.m. Eastern every day, Monday through Friday, as well as Saturday, as well as Sunday, 7 days a week on Real America's Voice TV network. And the phone number's 1-800-347-ROOT, 1-800-347-7668. My new book is out, How Illegal Immigrants Have Made America Great. It's 100 blank pages. 100 plus blank pages. I think it's 104 is the exact number of pages, but 100 plus blank pages to bring home the point that illegal immigrants have not ever made America great. They've done nothing to make America great. But it is by Wayne Allyn Root, and it's available at Amazon.com. Go check it out. Go to Amazon.com, type in Wayne Allyn Root. The book shows up, and you can buy it. It's the sister companion book to How Democrats Have Made America Great. Everything you need to know. 100 plus blank pages. So 2 sister books that you can give out for just for the hell of it, or for presents, or for prizes, or for making liberals' heads explode, or for Christmas, or for birthday gifts. All about what makes America great. Not Democrats, not illegal immigrants. By Wayne Allyn Root, both at Amazon. And last but not least, as I mentioned yesterday, go to my website, rootforamerica.com. And at the top it says, click here and get all Wayne's election picks. All the picks I've made for the upcoming primary on June 9th here in Nevada, here in Las Vegas, Nevada. All the picks are there for my Congress picks and my picks for every other office, including judges. Nobody ever knows what judge to vote for. Nobody. I have no time to answer every email saying, Wayne, where's your picks? So just go to rootforamerica.com, click, because thousands of people are looking for my picks. Well, I can't answer 1,000 emails. But I can answer, 100,000 of you if you go to rootforamerica.com. Because I don't have to do a thing. It's already there. I've made the picks, and they're all sitting there for you to copy or print out. All right, the big news today, United States and Iran reportedly reaching agreement on a 60-day ceasefire pending Trump's approval, and then they have 60 days to negotiate the nuclear aspect. I don't know what there is to negotiate. I don't know why Trump doesn't say to him, hey, you're not going to have your nukes or we'll blow you to hell and everyone dies. That's all you have to say. That's it. There is no negotiation. I have no idea why we need 60 days to negotiate that, but we've agreed, I guess, on every other point, so that's good. And 6 Chinese special interest aliens dressed in camouflage are caught trying to sneak across the Texas border on a private ranch. Texas authorities have captured 6 Chinese nationals wearing full camouflage as they attempted to illegally cross the southern border and evade detection on a private ranch in Maverick County near Eagle Pass. What a cool place to live. Where do you live? Maverick County. I love that name. U.S. Border Patrol agents working with the Texas Department of Public Safety troopers and K-9 units under Operation Lone Star apprehended the group Tuesday night. 6 Chinese nationals, part of a larger group of 12 illegal aliens caught trying to slip through on private property. So the question begs, what are a group of illegal aliens from China doing here in America? How did they get out of China? Did China pay to send them here? Are they military-age males? Why are they wearing camouflage? Are they military coming here to kill us? Are they coming here to destroy infrastructure? Are they coming here to poison our reservoirs, our drinking systems? I think it's a very good question. And I think that under Joe Biden, it points out that probably thousands and thousands and thousands of them already got in. Because nobody was stopping them in those days. Nobody stopped them, and if they did stop them, you automatically got in. They let you go into the center of the country. Incredible. A swatting incident has been thwarted as police respond to reports of gunshots at Amy Coney Barrett's home in the latest assassination attempt against a conservative justice. Police late Wednesday responded to a call for a suspicious noise thought to be gunshots at the home of Supreme Court Justice Amy Coney Barrett. Law enforcement realized it was a swatting call after meeting with Amy Coney Barrett's security detail. So this is what they try and do. They call the police and they tell you that either they're hearing gunshots or they're hearing a horrible argument and then gunshots, or they say someone's screaming for help. A husband has just taken a wife hostage. You better get the SWAT team here. And the SWAT team shows up at your house and they could break the door down and murder you. Literally. And it would be murder if you break my door down and nothing's going on and I come out with a gun to defend my house against a group of criminals and it turns out to be SWAT and they shoot me dead. That's called murder. That's called assassination. Not just by SWAT, but it's assassination by the people who called SWAT. And you've traumatized the SWAT guys for the rest of their lives. Can you imagine killing an innocent person, a famous person, a nice person, a Republican patriot who loves the police because you called in a SWAT, emergency situation that did not exist? You're trying to get these people killed. And then that's the worst case scenario. And then at the absolute lightest thing that could come out of it is you scare them half to death, or you get their dog murdered when the police bang down the door and shoot the dog dead, and maybe they don't shoot you, but your entire life has been changed, and you can't even sleep at night anymore for the next 5 years, always thinking someone's going to bang your door down and murder your dog or murder you or your family. How about your children's lives? Very scary. A huge win for election integrity. There's some good news. I always try and mix good news and bad news. A lot of good news, a lot of bad news. Huge win for election integrity. A federal judge smashes a desperate Democrat lawsuit from the DNC and Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries and clears the way for citizenship checks on mail-in ballots. So that's good news. A federal judge on Thursday, so that just happened today, handed President Donald Trump and the election integrity advocates a major victory after rejecting Democrats' desperate attempt to block Trump's executive order aimed at tightening mail-in voting rules and strengthening citizenship verification for federal elections. U.S. District Judge Carl Nichols, a Trump-appointed jurist, it's really as simple as this. If a Democrat judge gets any of these lawsuits, we lose. And if a Republican judge gets it, we win 90% of the time. Not 100. We lose 100% when a Democrat gets it. We win like 85, 90 when a Republican judge gets it. Because, they are always in concert, in lockstep. They're all communists together. And we are always fighting with each other. And there's a lot of rhino Republicans who really aren't Republicans. So Carl Nichols, a Trump-appointed judge who actually reads the Constitution, slapped down a bunch of lawsuits by the DNC and Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries and the NAACP and Common Cause and the League of United Latin American Citizens. The Democrats and their mainstream allies have been throwing a collective temper tantrum since Trump signed the March 31 executive order, this past March 31st, tackling massive vulnerabilities in our election system, mostly mail-in ballots without voter ID. And it directs the attorney general of each state to keep a list, right? So we can figure out who are the eligible voters, who are the ineligible voters. And it directs the Postal Service to ensure that mail-in ballots are only delivered to verifiable eligible adults and to check and to build and check state citizenship lists. And Democrats have gone berserk and they don't want it. And I guess I would ask a common sense question at this point. Just a common sense question. If a teacher announced from now on I'm passing a rule that stops you from cheating in class, and 20 of the 30 students in the class are like, great, but 10 of them are like, no, we won't allow it. What would you think? Would you not think those 10 are absolute cheaters? I would know those 10 are cheaters. Slimy, cheating scumbags who can't pass a test without lying and cheating and copying or paying someone else for results. So when you see Democrats and Democrat groups and liberal groups, commie groups screaming about this test of mail-in ballots and test of no voter ID and test of whether illegal aliens are voting, when they're screaming, it's because they're cheating and stealing elections. There is no other answer. Be right back. Warning, do not show this book to Democrats. Their heads will explode. It's How Illegal Immigrants Have Made America Great, and it's 101 blank pages. 101 blank pages. It's a great gag gift to show to anyone in your life. Buy 50 of them and hand it out to all your friends to make the case that we all know that illegal immigrants have done nothing for America. Stop lying. Anything they did 100 times more was bad. How illegal immigrants have made America great. A few of them have done some good things. They've been maids, they've been nannies, they've mowed your lawn. Okay, but they took billions in welfare, billions in food stamps, billions in disability. It is a net negative on America, and I prove it with 100 blank pages. You'll love the book. Go get it at Amazon. Look up Wayne Allyn Root Books, and we'll turn this into a #1 bestseller, as all my recent books have been. All right, so I've been telling you about Zicha Genesis Medicine, and it's medicines to reverse type 2 diabetes, Parkinson's disease, and the #1 cause of death in the world, small vessel heart disease. That form of heart disease is responsible for about 1/3 of the deaths in the world, and therefore 1/3 of everyone watching. Joining us now is the CEO of Zicha Genesis Medicine, Dan Montano. Dan, your company's making some great medical advancements. Update on what you're doing in regard to brain disorders like Parkinson's disease.
First, Wayne, thank you for your support of yours and your people. It's been fantastic. Neurodegenerative diseases like Parkinson's disease, we believe, are vascular disruption in the brain. A stroke, dementia, Alzheimer's are all the same. But let me show you a Parkinson's patient, because a video is worth 1,000 words. This is Matt Davis. You see the date, May 23. He's being asked to lift his right foot. You can see that he can't lift it because his Parkinson's is so bad. He is in a wheelchair. He cannot walk. That is May 2023. We then dosed him, and here he is, April of 25, walking by himself down the driveway. He is unassisted, walking for the first time in 4 or 5 years.
Wow.
But it gets better, Wayne, because after 6 more months of dosing, he's playing catch, ball back and forth. This is a person who is improving from Parkinson's, recovering, not declining like everybody else you've ever heard of. We have 250 people like him.
Dan, that is amazing. Tell my fans about Zicha's investment opportunity.
It's very simple. people invest in funding a clinical study like the one on Parkinson's, we pay them 10 times their investment over from a royalty of 50%. If they're not happy at 48 months, I pay them double their money. And this allows us to pull forward a lot of the research we've done, like chronic wounds, Parkinson's, etc.
It sounds too good to be true. How do you justify that?
Very simple. Take the type 2 diabetes. The investors put up $5 million for the study. We pay them $50 million. The marketplace applications are probably $100 billion for us over the next 7 years. Who wouldn't pay $50 million to get $100 billion?
Unbelievable. That's an amazing story. If you're interested in learning more about this investment opportunity, go to cure-war.com, cure-war.com. Wouldn't it be great to make money and help cure disease at the same time? That's cure-war.com. Thank you, Dan. God bless you.
Bless you. Bye-bye.
My new book is out, How Illegal Immigrants Have Made America Great. You can only get it at Amazon. How Illegal Immigrants Have Made America Great. Finally, all of their unsung achievements in one book, and it's 100+ blank pages. Okay, get it? It's a gag gift. And it even says on the front, warning, do not show this book to Democrats. Their heads will explode. And the greatest gag gift ever for conservatives, Republicans, MAGA patriots, and anyone born in the USA. How Illegal Immigrants Have Made America Great. 100 blank pages. Go get 10 copies, 20 copies. Give it out to all your friends so they get the message that illegal immigrants have not done anything to make America great. And by the way, understand my theory here. Legal immigrants have done lots of things to make America great. Our whole country is legal immigrants. My grandparents were legal immigrants. Your grandparents were legal immigrants. Your great-grandparents were legal immigrants. All right, Wayne All the Roots, official podcast of the Gateway Pundit, Warzone Live. I am War, your Secretary of War. This is the mainstream media. No mainstream media here because the mainstream media is nothing but lies and fraud and propaganda and gaslighting. That's all it is. And we tell you the truth here. And the truth is, all the judges, they're so hardworking, aren't they? Especially the liberal judges. They're so hardworking. And once they put that robe on, right? It's just, they're so high class, so special. Aren't you glad they're judging you? An Obama judge was busted for having sex in her chambers. All the law clerks could hear her getting banged in her chambers in a robe. A special committee for the 11th Circuit discovered the judge carried a 2-year sexual affair in her chambers during business hours with a police commander. And the incidents all occurred within earshot of the law clerks. And this is a President Barack Obama nominated judge. The entire affair created a major conflict of interest and made the judge vulnerable to extortion. Let me see. Would we have the judge's name here? God, can someone tell me the name? I'm into the article's second page, and I've yet to see the name. Eleanor Ross of the Northern District of Georgia is who has been identified as that judge. Eleanor Ross. She's black. She's a liberal Democrat. She's appointed by Obama. She's married to a DeKalb County judge and former prosecutor. And she was also found by the committee to have attended a partisan political event hosted by the district attorney's campaign and to have lied to judges investigating her conduct. And despite all these findings, she refuses to resign. Of course she does. Democrats have no shame. You've been getting banged in your judge offices during business hours by a police commander. Well, cases are in front of you involving, I'm sure, criminals in that guy's, under his umbrella, under his purview. You could be extorted. You're a criminal. You're a fraud. You're a disgrace to the bar and to judges everywhere. And you're appointed by Obama. It all makes sense. It's perfect sense. She's the perfect Obama appointee and the perfect representation, Exhibit A, for the hardworking liberal Democrat judges like Obama, right? Just like Obama. What do you think Obama was doing? What do you think he was doing under the desk in the Oval Office? And it wasn't with a woman, I promise you that. I promise you that. The interesting thing here is I'm surprised. The female judge was getting banged by a guy. Surprised it wasn't a woman. Because you know Obama judges, you know the bathhouses. This is what you're dealing with, man. This is what and they're judging you. I'd go in front of her and she'd throw the book at me. Remember, I had a guest on this show. I can't remember his name offhand. He just sent me an email. It's a scary email. He was on this show about 2 weeks ago. Maybe it was just last week. I don't know. And he was talking about how he had a Wall Street firm of some kind and not one person lost money. Everybody made money. Not one person complained. But somehow he got charged with all kinds of crimes. And the next thing you know, he's facing prison and his family could lose their house. Do you remember that if you watch the show all the time? And he just sent me an email and said the judge gave him 11 years in prison and they're going to take away his family's house. His wife and children are going to be homeless. And the way the judge, I don't know if it was a he or she, but the way the judge attacked him in court, verbally abused him, screamed at him, and said, because you were in the media, I'm adding a year to your sentence. So it's 10 years plus 1 year, 11 years. And he begged her not to take the house away or his wife would have no house and his kids would be homeless. And she took the house away. She's probably in the back lifting up her gown, her black robe, getting banged. This is what you're dealing with. This is what Democrat judges are like. Truly incredible. Good character, Patar, my director, says. Good character. You know, I like people who are characters, but I like people who have good character. You could be a character and have good character. I mean, you don't bang the police commander cheating on your husband. I'm sure the police commander was cheating on his wife in the judge's chambers while people are listening. Incredible. All right. They can't even keep their black robes on. Incredible. And I'm sure she'd say that if she heard my rant, I'm racist because she's black. VRA is the sponsor of this show. Kip Herridge, founder of VRA. I talk so loudly in these rants that I'm losing my voice here. So his top performing recommendations have beaten the market just about 90% of the time, 19 out of 22 years. In the last 3 years, his picks were averaging 38% up every year for the last 3 years. And you don't have to spend a dime or risk a dime. Just go check it out, VRAinsider.com. 2 weeks free as my fans, automatically. VRAinsider.com, 2 weeks free. Public school, which is a joke, 'cause it's all wasted. They're all a bunch of, nice kids who aren't learning a damn thing and they're turning out dummies when they don't have to be dummies because they're kids that could be, their lives are being wasted. They could be as smart as any kid in the world. I don't care if they're black, I don't care if they're Latino, I don't care if they're white. They are all precious and their lives are being wasted and they're never going to get a good job because they learn absolutely nothing in these schools that are nothing more than communist brainwashing factories that don't teach reading, writing, or arithmetic anymore. They just brainwash you all day and let you take days off to go, protest President Trump. But the cost is like $50,000 a pupil in California and New York. So you get an illegal immigrant family, from like Mexico as an example. These families have 8 kids, 6 kids, 10 kids. Let's just say 4 kids. What's 4 times 50,000? 200,000 a year before you get to welfare, food stamps, and 300 other welfare programs. And before you get to prison costs and police costs and court costs. Just the school alone is 200,000 a year. Wayne Allyn, I am joined by Gordon Bond. What an honor. Owner of Bond Arms, one of the great gun manufacturers, all made in the USA, all made in Texas. His website is getbondarms.com. Gordon, what makes Bond Arms different from any other gun manufacturer?
Well, when my brother started the company a long time ago, the regular Derringer, let me see if I can get it in the picture here, was basically known as a cheap, dangerous throwaway gun. This is a 1865 model. Derringers have been around forever. And what he did was take a dangerous gun and just made it very cool by better materials, trigger guard, interchangeable barrels, solid stainless steel. And Wayne, like you saw at the show, people love picking them up and just holding them. And it's just like, they pick it up and it's like, wow, this is like a real gun.
That's great. I saw it. My wife and I were at the show, and she's a gun aficionado even more than I am. And she said it was the best booth at the entire gun show. Out of thousands of booths was Gordon's booth, Bond Arms. To celebrate America's 250th anniversary, Bond Arms is releasing the American 250 edition handgun at a special price only for my fans. Tell us about it.
So one thing that we wanted to do, when I graduated in 1976, it was the bicentennial, and that's all they talked about all year long. And so when this 250th anniversary was coming up, we really wanted to do something special on this. And what you're seeing on the screen right now is the stainless steel version. It's 45 long Colt and 410 shotgun shell, very well built. I mean, our guns are built like a tank. People love the quality. They call it a hand cannon. Best snake gun you've ever had. Oh yeah, there's a beautiful side with the flag and the Liberty. And people just love the way that we do things. I mean, they'll come to our booth every year and just go, wow, what are y'all doing this year? You know, what crazy thing are you doing this year? So the American 250, we're really going to focus on that. We want to give everybody the opportunity to own a piece of history.
Gun. What a beautiful gun. What a gorgeous gun. The engravings. Wow. And I love that name, hand cannon. I want a hand cannon. Mine got delivered today. I'll have them for next week's show. My own personal hand cannon from Bond Arms. How do you get it? Go to getbondarms.com. See the number on the screen, getbondarms.com, or call 817-573-4445. See the disclaimer on the bottom of the screen for certain restrictions. Getbondarms.com. Gordon, thank you.
Thank you, Wayne.
J.D. Vance just announced that we spend hundreds of billions of dollars a year on illegal immigrants, but he said he believes the correct number is about 600 billion. So I got the number right. He says whether it's 300 billion or 600 billion, it's a lot of money between Medicare, Medicaid, food stamps, prison, fees, everything that goes into criminal migrant problem in the United States of America. It's a lot of number. It's a lot of numbers, a lot of money. And then he says imprisoning illegal immigrants who commit crimes alone costs between $60,000 and $120,000 a year per inmate. Some states, including California and New York, allow illegal immigrants to collect health care benefits. And then, we're not even talking about schools. I don't hear anyone mention schools. Let's see. Did he say that? Because he said Medicare, Medicaid, food stamps, prison fees, everything that goes into criminal migrant problem. I think the biggest problem is school. All right, Wayne on the route. There is the wonderful Vegas Strip, my adopted home for the last 24 years. Great to be back with you. Wayne on the route, Warzone Live. The Wayne Stream Media is in front of you. Freedom Fest 2026 is upon us, coming up fast. I've been reading this ad for, about 2 months. And so when it started, it was probably March. And now all of a sudden it's about to be June. And 1 month from now it'll be July. And this comes up on July 8th to 11th at Caesars Forum Convention Center in Las Vegas. Matter of fact, Pitar just sent me some today. Caesars got sold to one of the Fertittas, not the Fertittas that own Station Casinos, the Fertitta, I believe, that's downtown that owns the Golden Nugget. So it's going to be held at Caesars Forum Convention Center in Las Vegas, and it is the gathering place to celebrate the 250th anniversary of Independence Day. You hear and you meet famous speakers. This is what's amazing about Freedom Fest. You don't just hear them, you actually mingle and meet these people. They're walking on the floor. You're getting to see and meet your heroes. The MC is Kennedy from Fox News, and the speakers are Steve Forbes and Glenn Beck and Adam Carolla and John Mackey and celebrity actors Rob Schneider and Dean Cain, and of course Wayne Allyn Root. They have a mock trial every year. That's the biggest thing at Freedom Fest, and everyone in the audience watches. A lot of these are kind of side events. They'll have like 100 different rooms, 100 people, 50 people watching each speaker talk, right? But this is the one in the main hall. All 3,000 people gather here, and it's the mock trial. It's ICE on trial, and the defense attorney is Wayne Allyn Root representing ICE. That's me representing ICE. Nice. Now it's called NICE because I changed that name. And President Trump listened. So join me at Freedom Fest. For my fans only, get $100 off the registration fee and go to freedomfest.com. Use the promo code WAR and get $100 off. Promo code WAR at freedomfest.com, July 8th through 11th at Caesars Forum Convention Center in Las Vegas. It's a great time had by all. I think this is like the 20th or 25th version of Freedom Fest every single summer, and it always fills up with 2,500, 3,000 people and from all over the country. But if you live in Vegas, it makes it so easy. All right, Dr. Jeff Gunter's with us, candidate for Congress in Nevada's CD3, former U.S. ambassador to Iceland, successful businessman and dermatologist, specializing in Mohs surgery. He's my dermatologist, by the way. DrJeffGunter.com is the website, DrJeffGunter.com. Let's start with asking Jeff how the campaign's going. How are we doing with the campaign, Jeff?
Fantastic. And it actually reminds me a lot of your world, Wayne. They attack you like crazy. All of government comes after you. And guess this weekend, my opponent, Marty, a.k.a. Rosie O'Donnell. Why? Because he's called President Trump an idiot. He was held off at knife point. Get a load of this, everyone. He was held off at knife point by a kitchen point as he tried to grope someone at a Halloween with a trench coat and a Halloween mask. So Wayne, if I come on your show with a trench coat and a Halloween mask and someone's holding me at knife point, don't vote for me then. Definitely don't vote for me. But
it's
the campaign's
crazy
going great. We're ahead. We're doing great. That's why they're attacking us. You know, they actually put a really kind of nice picture of me on their mailer, so I was actually kind of flattered. But it's going great. We have great support. The MAGA mobile is crisscrossing all of Las Vegas. We're getting great support, and let's face it, they're nervous. And someone by the name of Wayne Allyn Root has been putting out endorsements of me, and we've done the Wayne Allyn Root for Jeff Top 10, and that's been a huge hit. For all your viewers, I can't tell you how influential Wayne Allyn Root is, not only across the country, but in Las Vegas. He's just unbelievable. And he's the Rush Limbaugh of Las Vegas, and his reputation's impeccable. So thank you, Wayne. But things are great. People know I'm the MAGA guy, you know, real MAGA, real results, not some piano player who's trying to play the MAGA voters. What can I say?
Look, I know Jeff. He's a great friend of mine, and we hang out together. We go to dinner together. We go to hockey games together. The Vegas Golden Knights could be the winners of the NHL Stanley Cup this year. That would be great. We'll go to that. We'll go to that as soon as that starts. But I can tell you, as a great friend of Jeff, he's like a brother to me. I've never caught him in a trench coat. Not once have I ever caught him in a trench coat. All right, so
nothing like that, Wade. Nothing like that. But you know, he's running. I mean, I think he should be running for cover, or at least his victims should be running for cover. It's all really kind of weird and bizarre, and nowhere to be seen. And we'll see. But thank God that his victim had that kitchen knife. You never know when those come in handy when a guy with a trench coat and a Halloween mask comes after you. Holy cow.
Holy cannoli, as Phil Rizzuto used to say. You and I did a TV commercial the other day, and I thought it was a really good one. Has that started running yet? I don't even know. What's the status of that?
Yes. But for all your viewers, you know that Wayne and I can talk forever and have like the best time together. So we chopped it up and we're putting it up on news stations, across Las Vegas, and the results speak for themselves. Wayne, you're a force to be reckoned with, and you know why? You're a 110% truth teller. You say the truth. You're absolutely fearless, and that's why you're so trusted, and that's why your endorsement of me, your commercial with me, means so much. It's just flattering and humbling.
And people know I'm 100% behind Trump. Even if I criticize him, I criticize him in a nice way. I mean, other people are like, oh, he's for the vaccines, I hate him now. And I'm like, do you understand he's the greatest thing that ever happened to us? And I disagree with him on the vaccines, but it's okay. First of all, Reagan used to say, if you're with someone 70% or more, they're your friend, not your enemy. So stop making enemies out of everyone who disagree with you on one issue. That's what I tell everybody. Trump is with us 99% of the time. And even on the vaccine, as I said to him when I saw him in person, he never mandated it, and he never demanded the military take it. And he never tried to take anyone's job away over it. So I think Trump is fantastic. Even on the vaccine issue, he's a breath of fresh air compared to all the Democrat despots and what they wanted to force us to do. It's night and day, Trump, on every issue, including the vaccine, versus Democrats. So what people can see is that you and I are 100% supportive of Trump. And when you get to Congress, there's going to be nobody who backs Trump any more than you back Trump, correct?
100%. 100%. I communicate with the president just like you do with his cell phone, and he's the greatest guy on earth. He's been incredibly great and gracious to me. But, the reason why he trusts you, Wayne, is he knows you're not just going to be some blind sycophant and look out for anything other than what's in his best interest. And as you know, your suggestions that you've given to the president, as well as one of mine, have really moved the carrier a little bit and done an incredible job for him. You are a truth teller. The president knows it. You're a dear friend of his, as we both are. And
so
we're blessed to have him.
All right, so let's get to some issues. What do you make of this 60-day ceasefire? Do you think we really can start declaring victory in Iran, or do you think this is weak and it's going to fall apart again like so many other attempts have?
Well, I think we have to give peace a chance. And remember, we are holding all the cards. So it's not like these guys are going to build new weapons. They can't. We destroyed their weapon manufacturing capability. They're not going to build any ships. Why? All their ships at the bottom, and we've completely destroyed and denigrated their ability to make ships. What are they going to do? Make some airplanes in the meanwhile? Make some more drones? Make some more missiles? This is a war of attrition. And as your viewers know, wars of attrition take time, and you have to be patient. So if you ask me, well, wait 60 days? Sure. Why not? And if they misbehave, they'll get popped. A few of them will get droned. And I think we have time on our side. There is no rush. And remember, President Trump is not worried about the midterm elections. He's worried about the American people. He's worried about getting rid of Iran, mullahs, and making sure they do not have a nuclear weapon, making sure they have no intercontinental ballistic offensive missiles, making sure that the Strait of Hormuz is open, and their knuckle brain guys around the world, their surrogates, the Houthis, Hamas, Hezbollah, all those proxies for terror are also eliminated. So President Trump has his eye on the ball, and I think he's getting great support, as much as the lamestream media wants to pretend that this is anything other than a resounding success. Imagine if World War II was started in the first 2 weeks of taking out Adolf Hitler and basically eliminating all their U-boats, eliminating all their Navy. People would not be saying this is a quagmire. This is absolute resounding success with minimal casualties. And President Trump is not only doing a favor for the American people and doing a favor for Middle Eastern countries, he's doing it for the world. And when that Strait of Hormuz opens up, and when the mullahs come to their senses, gas prices will be low, inflation will be down, America will be safe and sound. And look out, Cuba, you're next on the list is all I can say. And God bless President Trump and all the greatness that he's doing. And it's going to be great for all the families here in Nevada when those gas prices go down and the Biden inflation gets under control.
You hear me say again and again on this show, I went into a rant, I think it was yesterday or the day before, about why you need to support Jeff Gunter in CD3. It's because I think that a candidate needs personality, a candidate needs charisma, a candidate needs knowledge about a breadth of issues, and that's what Jeff has. As you could hear, he knows a little bit about every single issue in America. And I can tell you right now, Susie Lee, who will be his general election opponent, has none of that. She doesn't know anything about anything. And his primary opponents, each of them may have some knowledge of one issue, two issues, but they don't have this breadth, this width of knowledge on every issue like Jeff has. When we get back, I want to talk about India with Jeff, another area where he can talk with knowledge and with credibility. Former ambassador to Iceland for the United States of America, a NATO country under President Trump. Ambassador and Dr. Jeff Gunter running for CD3, United States Congress in Las Vegas, Nevada. We'll be right back. I'm Wayne on the Root. This is the Wayne Stream Media. All right, one of my favorite guests ever, Allyn is with us, an advocate for GreatPatriotStore.com. He's been a customer for 36 years, almost 4 decades. My wife and I, Cindy, do much of our monthly shopping now at GreatPatriotStore.com. It's an alternative to wokeness. It's run by pro-American conservatives. USA Today voted it one of the best stores in America in 2025. And with all these communists taking over, Allyn Pariser, New York, Seattle, Chicago, promising cheap government groceries or free, you need to buy American. Tell us why.
Absolutely. You know, a lot of our competitors have completely lost it. They've gone totally woke over the years, but our founding axiom is really very simple. For 41 years, we've been focused on manufacturing exceptional products at reasonable prices, made by Americans, here in America, for Americans. And we've expanded. We have manufacturing plants across the United States, distribution plants across the United States. And not only can Americans get the best quality, the best price from Great Patriot Store, in most cases, we can deliver to your front door even faster than Amazon.
So prices are high everywhere. Procter & Gamble and Amazon are considering price increases. How do the prices at Great Patriot Store compare to national brands?
Well, we've got hundreds of products, Wayne, but if you just take a look at one like our laundry detergent, we make it, it's patented, and it's literally almost fractions, almost half the price of our competitors. And you get 96 loads of wash. It's the best value. There's no toxic chemicals in any of our products whatsoever. And if you're looking to lose some of those holiday pounds, you don't need the shots with the LPG-1 drugs. We have something called berberine. Nature's Ozempic is what people are calling it. It's legit, it works, and we've got it at a better price than any of our competitors.
All right, we've got just seconds to go, so be quick. I love your beef. I eat your sirloin and your New York steak all the time. It's kind of breakfast and lunch for me all the time. Why is your beef superior?
Made in America, never, ever any hormones, ever any antibiotics, no mRNA. It's all prime. It's the best quality that you can find at the best price, free shipping, and it's the best beef on the planet.
All right, to get your free gift, that's right, a free gift, purchase the beef and other great American products. You got to be a member. Go to GreatPatriotStore.com, fill out the form. One of their conservative team members will contact you right away. GreatPatriotStore.com. Happy New Year. Thank you, Allyn.
Thank you, Wayne. God bless.
Hi, I'm Wayne Allyn Root, CEO, conservative TV and radio host, and best-selling author. I believe in America and American exceptionalism. America is now focused on energy independence. Enter Lost Soldier Oil and Gas. It took 40 years to piece together this 40,000-acre giant gas discovery. The first 4,000 feet drilled so far are estimated to contain up to 6 trillion cubic feet of gas, making it one of the largest natural gas discoveries in the Rocky Mountain region in the last 30 years. This is how we power the AI future of America with clean natural gas. Headed by oil and gas legend Mark Bruner, whose previous public companies, Penteco Energy and Ultra Petroleum, delivered spectacular returns for investors. At its peak, a $10,000 investment in Ultra Petroleum turned into over $13 million. To learn more about this Lost Soldier oil and gas opportunity, go to lostsoldier.com. Fill out the contact form. That's lostsoldier.com. Hi, this is Wayne Allyn from my great friends John and Chelsea Jubilee of Energized Health. Energized Health changed my life. I lost 25 pounds of fat, including dangerous inner body visceral fat, and gained about 10 pounds of muscle and intercellular hydration in only 88 days. Now, over 2 years later, I look and feel the best of my life. I'll be on this program for life because it's easy, all based on a foundation of the Life Game Changers extra and intracellular hydration. Now science backs it up. A new study just released by the National Institutes of Health reveals that proper hydration might slow down the aging process and prolong a disease-free life. Here's your chance to be like Wayne. Energized Health can change your life just like it did for me. Right now, Energized Health is offering my fans the WAR 40% off discount. 40% off. Just say WAR. Go to energizedhealth.com. All right, Wayne Allyn, the root's on fire. We'll be back with Dr. Jeff Gunter in a second. Let me mention the sponsor of this segment of the show, Energized Health. It was 6 years ago that I started with Energized Health, and I lost 25 pounds of fat and gained 10 pounds of muscle. There's a photo of me 15 years ago with Steve Forbes at Freedom Fest in Las Vegas in the summer of what year would it have been? I don't know, 15 years ago would have been around 2011, I guess. And here I am today in the gym at the age of 65 in a matter of a month and a half. 65 years old and on Medicare in a month and a half. And I look better than I did 15 years ago. I give that credit 100% to Energized Health because it's not hard work. I'm not a guy who's going to give credit where it doesn't belong. The credit belongs to the program that I went on that reversed aged me. That really was my life extender. That really was my fountain of youth, and that's Energized Health. And you can do the same thing. Just go to energizedhealth.com, energizedhealth.com, type in a very simple phrase, WAR, or when you speak to them, say WAR. I'm a fan of WAR, Wayne Allyn. You get 40% off, and you go on the same journey as me. You can do the same thing as me. For those who are on any of those, GLP-1s, the Manjaros and the Ozempics, you do those together. You join Energized Health, and it actually is double the help, and it mitigates all the negative side effects of those GLPs. So it's a great program. EnergizedHealth.com. EnergizedHealth.com, promo code WAR to get 40% off. All right, we're back with Dr. Jeff Gunter. He's running for United States Congress, Nevada's CD3, to run against Susie Lee in the general election. His website, drjeffgunter.com. Jeff, I have a story in front of me. Illegal alien with DACA status kills 4 young people in wrong-way DUI crash. This is in Oklahoma on Friday. And, the argument of liberals is, all these people are so wonderful. And my argument is, A, none of them belong here. If someone breaks in your house and they're wonderful, they still broke in your house. They've broken into our country. But so many of them are committing crimes, and Americans are dying at their hands, whether they're a murder, whether it's an accident like this, whether it's DUI as part of a car accident. They don't belong in our country. You're the guy who came up with that phrase, build the wall and deport them all. And I couldn't agree more.
I agree. Build the wall taller and deport more. I mean, that's how it should be. Think about it, and you never hear about the victims. All you hear is about the mainstream liberal media, talking about these poor guys. They could be in Trinidad, and they could be MS-13 members, and they talk about, and they show a picture of them when they were 6 years old, right, instead of showing them covered with tattoos at 30 with blood on their hands. And that's just a tragedy in the Trump derangement syndrome and the lunacy of the far left. And that's why I'm getting such great support in my campaign, is people know that I'm a straight shooter, just like Wayne Allyn. I will call that stuff out, and it's just wrong. if the first thing you do when you come to this country is commit a crime, you need to go. I'm not talking putting in the penalty box. I'm saying throw them out of the game, and that's throw them out of America. And that's what we need to do. They don't belong here, Wade. It's just terrible.
A good Golden Knights hockey analogy. I like that. Secretary of State Marco Rubio just returned from a trip to India. Most Americans don't understand the significance of that trip. It's based around something called the Quad. Quad standing for four. And it's the four-nation grouping of the United States, India, Japan, and Australia. Tell us the significance of the Quad and what did Marco Rubio accomplish?
Well, let me first talk about the significance of Wayne Allyn Root bringing that up on his show. You're always a clairvoyant. You're always ahead of these issues, whether it's with COVID, whether it's with President Trump. The Quad is important, guys and gals who are watching this. What it is, it's a group of democracies, Japan, India, Australia, the United States. And guess who is in the center of that? China. And what are we concerned about? The South China Sea. And the South China Sea is a place where China is trying to assert itself. So think about it. In President Trump's brilliance, he reinvigorates the Quad. He sends Marco Rubio down there, not for 1 day, not for 2 days, for 4 days. He sends Sergio Gore down there.
His most trusted aide.
Top ambassadors as the ambassador to India to set this whole thing up, to set up this Quad meeting of all the foreign ministers. And why are we doing this? We're positioning ourselves in a position of strength against our adversary, which is China. How are we doing that? Militarily, we're building military relationships. How do we do that? Maritime. We announced that we're in the process of going to have a port. Guess where? In Fiji. Isn't that a coincidence? As we watch China build up their Navy, we are going to assert ourselves as well. We talk about rare earth minerals. Well, China's trying to corner that market, and we're not going to let them do it. And that's the brilliance of President Trump, and that's also the brilliance of Wayne Allyn Root to bring this issue up across the country so people understand how important it is for American safety. It's putting America first. God bless Marco Rubio, God bless President Trump, but also God bless Wayne Allyn Root for having the vision and the foresight to bring this issue up to all his great viewers and listeners.
And this is the difference between Jeff Gunter and all the other opponents he's got, including his major general election opponent, Susie Lee, because none of the opponents running for CD3 can articulate the significance of the Iran war and the Quad and Trump's strategies like you can, Jeff. That's why I've given my personal blessing, my endorsement, which I don't give very easily or rarely give to anyone, to Jeff Gunter, Dr. Jeff Gunter, Ambassador Jeff Gunter, CEO Jeff Gunter, skin cancer surgeon Jeff Gunter, and future Congressman CD3 Jeff Gunter. Thank you, Jeff. God bless.
What would you say if we told you you could reverse most any ailment or symptom
without painful exercises in just 88 days? We have created the only patent-pending intercellular hydration protocol.
Don't miss your opportunity to feel better. We know there's a lot of false hope out there, and many people have bought programs that work for a moment, but life's a lot longer than a moment.
We have been helping people gain intercellular hydration for nearly 3 decades.
You will lose fat, not weight, fat. Fast, including that killer visceral fat. Chronic dehydration is one of the root causes of many ailments and symptoms. Ask your doctor about Energized Health. Don't miss your opportunity to transform your health now.
So log on to energizedhealth.com. That's energizedhealth.com.
Possible side effects may include increased joy, energy, potential reduction in prescriptions, more fulfilling relationships, fewer doctor visits, and overall improved quality of health and life.
Coming to you from Las Vegas. This is known as Warzone Live, Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 p.m. East Coast time. Great to be with you. All kinds of things happening. This is the mainstream media, not the mainstream media, and I am the biggest MAGA mouth in the world. We got a great guest. Dinesh D'Souza is with us. Dinesh, we appreciate you.
It's a pleasure. Thank you, Wayne.
Buckle up your seatbelts. Let's go to war. I'm an SOB, son of a butcher, and America has been great to me. Only in America could these things happen. People like my grandfather wouldn't make it where he came from, and my father wouldn't make it in any other country. Well, that's a no-brainer, right? We're the greatest nation in the history of civilization. No one else has ever come close.
Good to see you again, Wayne.
Thank you. I'm delighted to be back with you, my friend.
Doing great, Wayne. Good to be here.
The Root's on fire. Welcome to my show, Warzone Live. Monday through Friday, official podcast, The Gateway Pundit, from 6 to 8 p.m. East Coast time, 3 to 5 p.m. West Coast time every day. This is the Wayne-stream media. No more mainstream media allowed in. Only Wayne-stream media, meaning raw truth and in-your-face mother trucker information. As many of you know, I'm an idea man. I don't just criticize like 99% of TV and radio hosts. I contribute with doable solutions. The American people don't like it. I know. I speak to them. The people who believe in themselves and believe in this country and have a passion and a love for this country. And this country responds in kind by giving the most incredible mobility and opportunity in the world. And that's because of low taxes and very light regulation. Those are the two things in life that matter to me, taxes and regulation. If you don't have a lot of laws, a lot of woke laws, and a lot of communist, Marxist, socialist, leftist laws, and you don't have high taxes, then anybody who's smart can get ahead and achieve whatever they want in life.
Warning! The root's on fire! You're about to experience the most high-octane, pedal-to-the-metal controversial show of your life. Please buckle up and hold on tightly. This station is not responsible for injuries. This is Wayne Allyn Root, raw and unfiltered, with America's favorite conservative rock star. Direct from the entertainment capital of the world, Las Vegas. What time is it? It's time for war! Here's your host, 100% raw truth, 100% American made, the warrior, Wayne Allyn Root.
All right, Wayne Allyn Root back from Las Vegas, hour number 2. I'm going to open this hour the same way I opened hour 1 because we have different audiences in both hours, as we always have had. Probably 30%, 40% of our audience listens or watches the entire 2 hours, and probably 60 to 70% listens to parts of hour 1 or hour 2, but not both. So I like to get it in both times I open the show. Just go to rootforamerica.com. That's my website, my command central. And I've got at the very top, it says Wayne's Picks in Nevada. If you live in Las Vegas, click on there. Wayne's candidate picks in the Las Vegas GOP primary coming up on June 9th. It saves us both a lot of time. I don't need to say it on the air, and I don't need to list 50 races on the air and 50 judgeships, and I don't need to answer every one of your emails. Just go to my website, rootforamerica.com. Click on Wayne's candidate picks. They're all there, including every judge position and many other candidates I endorsed. I've also got a brand new TV show I can announce now, starting next Monday, or I should say this coming Monday, June 1st, and every single weeknight at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. if you're here in Las Vegas. On the West Coast, 7 p.m. Every night. It's a call-in show. It's a very rare thing. I don't know that anybody's ever done it for politics on television, a 1-hour show where all I do is take calls every hour, every night. 1-800-347-ROOT, 1-800-347-ROOT is the call-in number. Not for now. Don't call in now. I'm not taking calls on this show, but I will take calls the entire hour, Monday through Thursday, on Real America's Voice TV at 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 p.m. West Coast time on America Speaks. That's my new show, America Speaks with Wayne Allyn Root, a live show every night. I said Monday through Thursday because on Friday in the same hour, they will run a replay of America's Top 10 Countdown that I recorded that day for Saturday. So really not a replay. I should say it's a very first run of America's Top 10 that you don't normally get till Saturday morning. So first run every week will be on Friday night. So that's kind of exciting. So every night of the week at 10 p.m. Eastern, you got Wayne Root on Real America's Voice TV. And every day of the weekend, you got Wayne Root on Real America's Voice TV. The phone number, 1-800-347-ROOT to call into that show. Last but not least, my new book is out, How Illegal Immigrants Have Made America Great. How Illegal Immigrants Have Made America Great. It is a gag gift. Even the cover says, the greatest gag gift ever for conservatives, Republicans, MAGA, patriots. Warning, do not show this book to Democrats. Their heads will explode. It's 100 blank pages. 100 blank pages. Everything illegal immigrants have done to make America great. It's blank. It's funny. Gag gift. Get a copy at Amazon.com. Just go to Amazon and type in Wayne Allyn Root, and the book comes up right at the top. All right. Put that away. We're done with that. Obviously, the big news of the day, the United States and Iran have reached an agreement on a 60-day ceasefire extension pending Trump's approval. Hopefully that's a winner, but who knows? We can't trust anything Iran says or does. They're liars. They lie out of both sides of their mouth. They never, they could tell you it's over. We agree to everything, and the next day they shoot 2 ships out of the Strait of Hormuz, or they board 2 ships and kidnap everybody. They lie. They shoot a missile and destroy an American military base. They lie about everything. So it's like dealing with someone who has no idea how to tell the truth. You know what that's called? Democrats. It's just like dealing with Democrats, exactly the same. I was going to write that comment. I never had time. What's the difference between Iran and Democrats? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. They're both communists. They're both Muslim lovers. The one is a Muslim. The other is in love with the Muslim religion and letting Muslims into the United States. They both lie about everything. They both hate America. That's the thing they both have most in common. I mentioned this story when I had Dr. Jeff Gunner on moments ago. Illegal alien with DACA status kills 4 young people in wrong-way DUI crash. An illegal alien was arrested on Tuesday on charges related to driving under the influence and killing 4 young Americans in Oklahoma. This is what I keep stressing to everybody. You don't think it's a big deal, or you do think it's a big deal. There's a lot of illegals in the country, but it just doesn't change your life, affect your life. You're not going to lose sleep over it until your young person gets killed by an illegal alien, until some illegal stabs your son to death, till some illegal robs your daughter at gunpoint, your pregnant daughter at gunpoint, till some illegal kills your wife in a illegal alien DUI wrong-way driving accident. I mean, it's truly unbelievable. It's a slaughter. It's a slaughtering field going on in America today. We are the people being slaughtered by illegals. The amount is unbelievable. Certainly, I've heard numbers anywhere from 3,000 to 5,000 a year. Americans killed by illegal aliens, raped, murdered, killed, DUI accidents. 3,000 to 5,000 a year. Let's take the high figure, 5,000. That means every 10 years, 50,000 Americans killed at the hands of illegal aliens. Now, again, you could argue out of 330, 340 million people, 50,000 is not a lot. I don't know. Maybe you say it's not a lot. I say it's just about the amount killed in Vietnam. Every 10 years, we have the same amount killed on the streets of America as were killed in Vietnam in a war. And it's all because of illegal aliens. I don't think that's good. That's my opinion. Not good. 6 Chinese special interest aliens dressed in camouflage caught trying to sneak across the Texas border on a private ranch. I think very big news because it indicates that China is still attacking the United States of America. They didn't get here on their own. How would a Chinese person get here on his own? A Mexican, they don't need the Mexican government's help, right? Central American doesn't need the government's help. You just walk up and you walk through the border. But not true with the Chinese. How do you get here from China? You got to take boats. You got to go across 10,000 miles. You got to have someone pay for that trip. I think it's the Chinese government. I think these are military-age males, and they are sent here by China and paid for by the CCP to attack America from within. Massive fraud probe. HHS is auditing all 50 states following shocking nationwide explosion in Medicaid autism billing. Taxpayer dollars are being stolen by the billions. And first it was the daycare centers run by Somalis. Now it's autism centers run by, I'm sure, illegal aliens as well. Maybe Somalis, maybe other illegal aliens. And then they share and kick back money to the Democrat Party. We are being robbed. Chicago area Democrat older woman arrested for casting a ballot on behalf of her dead mother. What else is new? My parents died in 1992 and now they're voting Democrat. We all know what's going on, man. Dead people, Patar like that one. Dead people are voting day and night Democrat. And that's because the entire country is being stolen right in front of us. And President Trump needs to declare a national security emergency on elections. And I think it's going to happen. I really do. I've heard from quite a few guests now and quite a few friends like John Goodman. And he's heard from several people in the media that they're now saying President Trump is going to declare a national security emergency about elections. And that's something that I was the first in the nation to bring up and sent to President Trump and keep urging him to do so. And very proud of that. Another big news story I mentioned, hour number one, Obama judge busted for having sex in her chambers. All the law clerks could hear it. All the security bailiffs could hear it. Obama judge having sex in her chambers. What a surprise. Once again, Democrats hard at work. Gavin Newsom announces plan to tax 100% of any Trump DOJ anti-weaponization fund payouts to California residents. Gee, that'll pass Supreme Court muster. Let me get this straight. The government attacked people on January 6th. It was a complete setup. It was entrapment. It was a setup by Nancy Pelosi and the chief of police of Washington, D.C. Again, it's an opinion show, my opinion. Should have been 10,000 National Guard on the ground. They weren't because Nancy Pelosi refused it. and they knew that it would turn into a riot. They knew they could, not only would there be no National Guard, it would turn into a riot, probably, but they would make sure it turned into a riot, because with no National Guard and FBI assets undercover placed throughout the crowd, urging the crowd to riot, they knew it would turn into a riot, absolutely positively. And so you're going to pay them out some damages because they got sent to prison and lost years of their life and went bankrupt with legal fees, and their families were starving to death or homeless, and you ruined all their lives. And now when you try and pay them out, if they live in California, he thinks he could pass a tax against one group of people that takes away 100% of the money they make from the payout, which could be called conservative reparations. It's okay to give black people reparations for something that happened literally hundreds of years ago, that they weren't involved in, and nobody white has been involved in hundreds of years. And you want to give them reparations, but you can't give them to someone whose life was ruined by an entrapment by the FBI and the Biden administration. Unbelievable. It will not pass scrutiny of the Supreme Court. California also advances the controversial Stop Nick Shirley Act. Nick Shirley, of course, is the guy who's been finding all the corruption. And this is the Stop Nick Shirley Act. It raises concerns among opponents that undercover journalism and fraud investigations could be restricted. They could send you to jail or fine you thousands of dollars because you're trying to find crime and ripoffs and theft. It's truly amazing what's happening in California. And then in Minnesota, those are the two states vying for the worst in America. Minnesota, California, maybe Colorado brings up the rear. We'll get to this Minnesota story when we get back. I'm Wayne Root. This is Warzone Live, rootforamerica.com. Be right back. A woman in Trinidad, Texas, was arrested after she posted on Facebook. You think this is another country, right? Raising concerns about the safety of the city's discolored drinking water. Jennifer Combs posted a message on April 6th to her Citizen Watchdog group page, Southern Bell Watch, urging residents who had been sickened by the city's tap water to come forward. We have received reports, she said, that some citizens have been hospitalized due to bacteria in the water. Does that sound terrible to you? This is a serious public health concern that deserves immediate attention. If your water looks discolored, contains sediment, has a strong odor, or you have experienced related health issues, please send us a message. We are gathering information and reporting findings to the state. This is America. Is there any problem with what I just read you? All right, Wayne Allyn. President Trump wants to make America the energy capital of the world, make America energy independent again. Here is a project that could help accomplish that, or certainly go a long way to helping accomplish it. I'm so proud to introduce you to a real America hero of the energy industry, Mark Bruner, founder and CEO of Lost Soldier Oil and Gas. Mark is a second-generation oil and gas legend whose companies have created more than $15 billion in shareholder value, including Ultra Petroleum. But Lost Soldier could be bigger than Ultra Petroleum, with what could be the largest gas discovery in the United States in 100 years. It's 40,000 acres. It took them 40 years to piece it together in Wyoming. Mark, welcome. How are you?
I'm great. Good to see you again, Wayne.
Tell us more about Lost Soldier. What have you got?
Well, I think we've got a really big gas field. I mean, in order to understand why it's just being done now, you got to understand the history. There was a uranium mine out here, and whenever there was a meltdown by 3 Mile Island, they started reclamating this mine and shut it down. 3 years ago, I got a call that basically asked me if I would drill it because they finally got the release and the reclamation was over, and they had permits to drill it. So we drilled it. And it's the biggest discovery that I've ever made, okay? It's basically deep overpressured gas. Starting at around 13,000 feet, it's like a layer cake. It's just zone after zone of overpressure is what it is. So we're very excited about it. The other great thing is that it's surrounded by infrastructure legacy fields that are essentially run out, and billions of dollars of infrastructure is there for us to utilize, and we don't have to build it. We're building a 5-mile line to hook into that infrastructure, and we believe we can produce up to 400 million a day within 36 months to fill that line, and then we're going to build a bigger line. That's the plan, and yeah, we couldn't be more excited.
Very
about
exciting.
what we have.
Hey, Mark, listen, I want to make sure people that contact you, if they're accredited investors and they want to hear more about the project, they want to get involved, they go to lostsoldier.com. Lostsoldier.com. Mark's got a whole team. Every one of them has 40 plus years of experience in the energy and oil business, and they will contact you, call you back, or email you back, and they'll get back to you as soon as they can. Lost Soldier Oil and Gas. You want to get involved? He's the man. In what could be seen as a brazen move against free speech, Jennifer Combs was arrested on May 8th. Trinidad Police Chief Charles Gregory scrambled to defend the arrest, claiming the case was cut and dry. Her claims about hospitalizations are simply false and have only caused unnecessary fear and confusion in our community. But get this one, you have to hear this. On April 21st, a few weeks after Combs' post, the city itself issued a notice urging residents to boil their water to avoid harmful bacteria. All right, Wayne Allyn Root, I was mentioning the corruption all over the country, in California and Minnesota and Colorado. Colorado, of course, I'm referring to Tina Peters. I mean, what a mess that is. Tina Peters, the nice lady who's a friend of mine, nice lady. And Tina Peters actually was someone who found Democrat voter corruption, found hacking of the voter machines, right? We keep saying it should be paper ballots, not machines. She found that the machines were hacked. She found that terrible things were happening. She found remote control devices inside the machines that were changing votes, she felt. And she thought she had the dead-on proof. And they arrested her and put her in prison for 9 years. I mean, it's impossible to believe the stuff that I'm talking about. Yesterday, they arrested a woman in Texas, of all places, because she complained about the quality of the drinking water. And they said she was causing people to get hysterical and panic for no reason. She was intimating that people are getting sick. Like, let's say right now, I said people are getting sick from the drinking water in Las Vegas. Can you imagine if the next day the police showed up and said you're under arrest because people aren't getting sick? And then they announced in her city in Texas, they announced right before she got arrested, you should boil the water because it's got bacteria in it. So she was right, and they still arrested her. And I think, again, you'll never find anyone more pro-police than me on this show. I mean, I love the police. But there are times where I don't love the police. Let me give you an example. I think when police, stop you and you have $10,000 cash and they take it from you and they can't prove you're a drug dealer, anyone could be carrying $10,000 cash. You could be going to gamble. You could be taking your life savings and putting it down for a down payment on a car or a down payment on an apartment or a down payment on a house. Anybody could carry $10,000 in the United States of America for any reason. $10,000, $20,000, $50,000. I don't care what it is. It's none of your damn business. Give the guy a ticket. He sped. That's the end of it. No, they take your money, and it costs more money in legal fees to get it back than the amount of money you're getting back. So very often people just leave the money, and the police get to keep it. That's incredible. That is a crime. The police are robbing you, and I'm the most pro-police guy in the world. Same thing with this story. If the police arrest somebody, that police chief should be A, fired, B, lose his pension, and C, should be sued for $100 million by the woman that was arrested in the United States of America. This guy should be stripped of everything he's got. I'm sorry, I don't feel bad for him. I don't care if he's a police chief. I love the police, not this guy. If you think it's fine to arrest a woman because she made a comment online that the water is dirty in our city and people are getting sick, and send me, here's my email, send me information if you got sick from the water. That's a crime in the United States of America? Unbelievable. So the things going on in this country, asset forfeiture and arresting people for free speech are just unbelievable. And, I don't think any policeman should do it. I think it's wrong. I think cops are the greatest, bravest people in the world when they go after real criminals. But I don't want them going after non-criminals. I might carry 10,000 in my car on a daily basis. None of your damn business. None of your damn business what I'm doing with it. Maybe I'm going to buy something at a flea market. Who the hell are you to tell me whether I can carry 10,000 cash? Do I look like a drug dealer to you? You have no right to assume someone's cash is dirty. Now, if you could prove if they have drug paraphernalia in the car and 10,000 cash, if they have 5 pounds of cocaine and 50,000 cash, take their money. Whole different thing. But they do this asset forfeiture all the time because they pull someone over in a speed trap, and some might call it an asset forfeiture trap outside Las Vegas, right? On the way between Vegas and Utah. There's a known stop on the way of Vegas to Utah where cops have pulled people over for 20 years. And if they find cash in your car, they keep it. Incredible. Such corruption. But anyway, back to Minnesota. 2 Minnesota Muslim women arrested in a massive $21 million autism program scam. Taxpayer cash is then sent overseas. Again, that's the autism scam that's causing, I mentioned at the front of the show, all 50 states being investigated by HHS now. All 50 states. Because the autism money is being stolen, just like the daycare money is being stolen at these places where they can't even spell. Somalians who spell it Learning Center instead of Learning Center. What a joke. What an absolute joke. All right. The sponsor of this segment is Bond Arms. It's the 250th anniversary of America. Now we have a gun worthy of President Trump's 250th anniversary celebration. The Bond Arms 250 edition handgun, American-made, precision-crafted, built like a tank, performs like a hand cannon. Takes shotgun shells. You've got a small gun with you. You can hide it. It's light. And it takes shotgun shells. It packs a punch like a shotgun. It's a hand cannon. I've got 2 of them in silver and black. You should get multiple as well. They're only $4.99 each. $100 savings for my fans and friends. Go to getbondarms.com. Getbondarms.com. They have a bunch of smaller guns than this for only $2.99 plus a rebate. Go to getbondarms.com. We'll be right back with a great guest. If you don't have a lot of laws and you don't have high taxes, then anybody who's smart can get ahead and achieve whatever they want in life. And Exhibit A and Example A is me and my family, right? My grandfather came here without 2 cents in his pocket, and really America was great to him. And my father was born without 2 cents in his pocket in Brownsville, Brooklyn, on Pitkin Avenue, one of the worst places in the world still to this day. And America was great to him, and he became a butcher, but a butcher store owner. That's a big difference. And I'm an SOB, son of a butcher, and America has been great to me. Only in America could these things happen. People like my grandfather wouldn't make it where he came from, Germany, and my father wouldn't make it in any other country, and me, Wayne Allyn, listen, I went from an SOB, son of a butcher, in a working class neighborhood in Mount Vernon, New York, on the Bronx borderline, attending one of the worst high schools in America, 4,000 students, so almost 100% black, and a few tough Italian guys, and me, one Jew. I'm joined by Kip Herridge, my old buddy, and an economic expert, CEO of Vertical Research Advisory. His website, VRAinsider.com. As I've explained on this show so many times, VRA has beaten the market in 19 of the last 22 years since Kip founded the VRA in 2003. Over the last 3 years, VRA had an average gain of 37%. Kip, congratulations on your success. I've seen it firsthand for over 22 years. I've read your newsletter for the last 22 plus years. You're my personal financial expert. How do you guys keep beating the markets almost every year when 90% of Wall Street money managers fail to do so?
Well, thanks, Wayne. You know, I worked in that environment for 15 years, worked at Wall Street 15 years, helped take 7 companies public, raised and managed several $100 million. And I know how the groupthink of Wall Street works, and that's not how people make money. 90% of money managers, as you say, don't beat the markets every year. We do. And the reason really is I had great mentors that helped me to create what we call our VRA investing system. It's our proprietary market timing and sector selection system that tells us when to be in the market, when to be out, when to be aggressive, and when to take some profits, and take some money to cash. And that helps us with our sector selection. Again, market timing, those are real keys. And we also love doing individual stock research. So that's where you put our clients and subscribers into, again, ETFs, individual stocks. And we also love Bitcoin and gold, as you know, and silver. In 2003, I recommended gold at $350 an ounce, silver at $5. We recommended Bitcoin at $2,000 in 2017. And combined with those three, we're up over 4,000% in gains for our 40 times your money for our subscribers. So we do things a little differently. 5th and 6th generation native Texans, and we love what we do here in Texas.
Well, I'm a witness to all of it. I've been there for all of it. There's a lot of fear out there today, Kip. What should investors know about the stock market right now?
Yeah, you got to be in this market. That's what investors should know. Look, volatility is the price of admission. It just is. It comes with the territory. But these dips give us great buying opportunities. Look, we've been the most bullish market strategists in America for the last 4 years. We call this the innovation revolution meets the Trump economic miracle meets an absolute ocean of liquidity. Those are our big three. Again, Trump's economic miracle this year is really going to start paying its dues. We expect GDP growth to hit 5% this year. We expect the markets we think this bull market runs into the 2030s.
All right, everyone gets 2 weeks free automatically by going to VRAinsider.com. 2 weeks free. Judge for yourself. VRAinsider.com. Kip Herridge, thank you.
Thank you, Wayne.
Why is freedom worth defending? Well, because there's nowhere else to go. There's no other country in the world to go to. So where are we going to escape to? We got to make America work. I would ask the opposite question. Why do all you communists and Marxists and socialists want to change America? Why do you stay where you are? And those of you who were born here that want communism, you know, the Bernie Sanders morons, the AOC morons, why don't you just go to the communist countries? Why are you so intent on changing something that works so well in the greatest country in the history of civilization? Who would be dumb enough to want to change that? Democrats. All right, Wayne Allyn Root. The root is on fire from Las Vegas. Speaking of on fire, hopefully I don't have to fire on somebody, but Bond Arms is the sponsor of this show. They're a gun manufacturer out of Texas, right in the Dallas suburbs. We now have a gun worthy of President Trump's 250th anniversary celebration. Look at that gun. Who does not want that gun? I've got two of them now, one in silver, one in black. It's only $499 if you're a fan of Wayne Allyn Root. It's supposed to be $599, but you get it for $491. $499. The Bond Arms America 250 edition handgun, America made, Texas made, precision crafted, built like a tank, performs like a hand cannon, takes shotgun shells. Bond Arms builds the smallest, most powerful personal protection handgun you can carry. It's designed to honor America's past, built to last for generations, a work of art to hand down to your family. And I stress again, it's a hand cannon that takes shotgun shells, and you can keep it in your pocket. You can keep it in your waist. Go to getbondarms.com, getbondarms.com. How would you like to be facing that barrel right now? Shotgun shell. Getbondarms.com, and you get $100 off, and that's $499. But that's only one of the guns they've got. They've literally got like 100 guns. I mean, I saw them all at the gun show, and every one of them is artistic and designed. They're works of art. They're beautiful. They're powerful, and some of them are only $299, and you get a rebate. Some of them are really small pistols for women in pink with designs with Melania's face on it and Melania's name on it. And they're only $299, and you get a rebate on top of that. So go check it out, getbondarms.com. All right, Scott Davis is with us. Our guest segment is the author of The Last of the Old Breed, an oral history of the final Marines from World War II. You can find more about him at scottdavisbooks.com, scottdavisbooks.com. Scott Davis, welcome to the show. How are you?
Good. How are you doing? I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, I'm Wayne Root. I'm glad to have you on. Let me tell you my story. My dad, David Root, was in the United States Navy, fought in World War II at Saipan and Okinawa. He was on loan from the Navy to the, I believe, if I'm not incorrect here, I'm pretty sure I'm right, the 6th Marine Division in Okinawa. He was a radio operator and served literally in the fiercest battles of Okinawa, behind enemy lines, deep in enemy territory, with the 6th Marine Division that were the ones that really, were the door kickers. And my father, David Root, came out of that war alive and well, thank God, and that's why I'm here today. So this book caught my eye. Memorial Day just ended. It's important to recognize and honor our veterans. And tell us about this book and the last days of the gung-ho, oorah Marines of World War II.
Well, first off, I want to say appreciate your father's service. 6th Marine Division really went through it on Okinawa. So in my eyes, he's a hero. So we really appreciate him. But this book is an oral history of the final living Marines from World War II. I interviewed 130 guys. They're ranging in age from 90 to 103. Just incredible people that fought across the Pacific from Guadalcanal to Okinawa. Incredible people.
And what was the theme that came out of it? I mean, what did you learn? What was the wisdom from interviewing this amazing assortment of people 90 to 103 years old? And that makes sense because my dad died all the way back in 1992 of cancer. He was 66 years old when he died in 1992. So today, 92 to 2002 to 2012 to 2022. So 34 years ago. So my dad would be 100 years old now, right? About 100 years old. So I understand why they were that age. That's where they'd be if he was alive. So what did you learn from speaking to these incredible heroes?
Oh, I learned so much. It's really hard to put your finger on one thing. They lived such varied lives, but they all really contributed to this country when they came home from the service. And that was always what struck me, is that, despite what they'd been through, the horrors of what they'd seen, they came back and they moved on and they, served. They became teachers and built this country. And lessons learned, it's hard to say, but I suppose just how to conduct yourself and be patriotic. They were just great people.
Over 16 million Americans served in the armed forces during World War II, and less than 60,000 are alive today. And I happen to be Jewish by birth, and I know there's also very few Holocaust survivors alive today. We're in the last days of Holocaust survivors and World War II veterans being alive to tell us their real experiences. It's pretty scary because they're all going to be gone. And they are heroes, and it's important to recognize them. And this is the 250th anniversary of America. So what a perfect timing to celebrate the World War II veterans.
Yeah, exactly. And that was the catalyst for the book, is that I recognize that these guys are disappearing, and there's going to be a lot of people from my generation that are never going to meet a World War II veteran. So this book was just an attempt to document some of these stories and make it so in 100 years from now, somebody can pick it up and hear directly from the guys, no there's no commentary or anything like that. You hear directly their words, the way they saw it, what they experienced and felt. So that was kind of the idea, is we could hand these stories on to another generation, a new generation.
How did you find these people? Where do you find Marines in between 90 and 103 years old who fought in World War II? Where do you look that up?
Yeah, I got to tell you, that's a lot harder than actually writing the book, tracking the guys down, and getting them to talk to you. It's a famously reticent generation. But I looked everywhere I could. Somebody, if their grandfather turned 95 and said, "Oh, 95-year-old World War II Marine having a birthday," they posted on Facebook. You'd find it that way. I dig through old newspapers, and if somebody talked to a newspaper for the 65th anniversary of Iwo Jima, I thought, maybe they'll talk to me. And it was a lot of doing that, just, doing the kind of groundwork and any lead I could find, contacting VFWs, Marine Corps leagues, just anywhere I could. And again, getting the guys to actually talk to me was quite the process. But fortunately, I was just stuck with it, and I'm glad with how it came out.
What is the most interesting story out of all the stories? What sticks in your mind as one or two of the biggest stories you found?
There's one story. I interviewed a guy by the name of Bert Rutan. He was 95 years old when I interviewed him, and Bert landed on Iwo Jima with his best friend. It was a guy named Stan Schaffner, and Stan Schaffner was this all-American kid. He was 20 years old, blonde-haired, blue-eyed, great athlete, thought he might play professional baseball after the war. But when Bert and Stan landed on Iwo Jima, a mortar shell landed, and I'm sorry to say, in Bert's words, Stan's back was blown open. He was killed there, and he died at 20 years old on Iwo Jima. And talking to Bert, and I mean, mind you, this is 70 years later, you could feel the sorrow and the weight that he carried from having watched his best friend die. And then there was a sense of guilt with it too, because, Bert would say, I was just a kid from New Jersey. I had nothing going for me. I didn't have a girlfriend. I didn't have, anything. And Stan was this young guy that had a lot going for him. He was smart and athletic, yet he died and I lived. And just sitting down there talking with him, you could feel the weight of that experience. And it was something he carried with him till the day he died. I talked to his daughters as well, and he lived to almost be 100 years old, and he was having nightmares till the day he died. And that story always stuck with me.
It makes sense, and it resonates with me, because when I was listening the other day, I like to list, I've got America's Top 10 Countdown on Real America's Voice TV network. That's my show, and I love top 10 countdowns. And I like to make lists of my top 10 favorite songs of all time, favorite groups of all time, and my top 10 favorite movies of all time. I keep lists like that. And one of my favorite movies of all time is Saving Private Ryan. And that's just like the story you just told, because Tom Hanks dies in that movie. And then at the beginning and the end of the movie, you see this old man in a cemetery crying at the grave of the man who Tom Hanks is playing in the movie, because he died and he lived. Matter of fact, he died, Tom Hanks, in that movie, so that the old man could now live his life. So he's lived like 70 years in America and had kids and grandkids, all because Tom Hanks laid down his life for him. So that sounds like the real life story you're just talking about.
Yeah, that perfectly encapsulates it. And that movie is fantastic, too. I asked a few of the guys if they'd seen it, and there was one guy in particular, Don Thompson, who'd made, I believe, 5 landings in the Pacific. And he said when he watched that opening scene, he could smell diesel fumes again. So that movie really, wow. Hats off to Steven Spielberg for that one. It did a lot for that generation.
How could anybody survive 5 separate landings in the South Pacific? Every single landing you're being fired on the beach, like that movie, with Normandy on the European coast, European theater. It's just, how does anyone? Can you imagine surviving that, and then they tell you, well, we're going to land on a new one next week, and we're going to land on a new one the week after that, and a new one the week after that. There must be a bunch of people that lived through the first one, and then a bunch of people lived through the second one, third one, and then they died in the fourth one. Then a bunch lived through that and died on the 5th one. So if you made it through all 5, man, you got the luck of the Irish on your side, right?
Oh, no kidding. It's incredible. And that's what some of these guys said. There was another guy I talked to that made all 4 landings with the 4th Marine Division. He said, every time you hit a beach, you go, I don't think I'm going to make this next one. You make it and you go, I don't think I'm going to make the next one. And then by the time they're getting geared up to invade Japan, he goes, holy mackerel, how do I get out of this? This is, I pressed my luck too far. And
we drop an atomic bomb. That's how you got out of it. We dropped the atomic bomb. Whenever anybody debates the morality of that, I just look at them and go, I'm only alive today because my dad didn't die in Japan. They saved my dad's life by dropping an atomic bomb. That's what America's got to worry about, is American lives, not the world. So, yes, it's a terrible thing. It's awful. I'm sorry that Japanese civilians died, but it saved 1 million lives by dropping those bombs. And most of them probably would have been Americans fighting, tooth to tooth, hand to hand, door to door in Japan. Crazy stuff. By the way, it's interesting to note when we talk about landings in the Pacific, Okinawa was the safest landing of all of them. They met no resistance when they landed. It's only when they went inland that my dad said it became hell, and it became the worst battle, one of the worst in the history of mankind. Inland, they were all hiding in the mountains, and they let them land with no fire, which is kind of interesting. The only one like that in the entire Pacific. All right, his website is scottdavisbooks.com. scottdavisbooks.com. His book is The Last of the Old Breed, an oral history of the final Marines from World War II. He interviewed a whole bunch of people, 95 to 103 years old, the best of the best, the greatest generation. scottdavisbooks.com. The Last of the Old Breed. Hoorah. Thank you, Scott.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.
God bless. Thank you. From my Father in heaven. God bless you. All right, Wayne Allyn will be right back. Last segment of the show in a minute. Hi, I'm Wayne Allyn from Vertical Research Advisory, VRA. Kip Herridge's one-of-a-kind global investment and economic newsletter. Listen up. Trump is in charge. The glory days are here.
Growth rates are only going to grow from here.
This is your 4-year window to make a fortune and set up your retirement for the rest of your life. Kip wins whether the markets are up or down, whether the economy is up or down.
We set our folks up for long-term success.
For 21 years, Kip's been a friend, as well as my personal financial advisor. During that time, he's beaten the markets 86% of the time, while the average Wall Street money manager loses the market 90% of the time. Now Kip is predicting a new golden age for the economy. Let Kip prove it to you for free. Kip's offering his daily VRA investment letter completely free for 2 weeks. Free for 2 weeks. Try it for 2 weeks. I know you'll stay for life. Join now at VRAinsider.com. All right, Wayne Allyn. President Trump wants to make America the energy capital of the world, make America energy independent again. Here is a project that could help accomplish that, or certainly go a long way to helping accomplish it. I'm so proud to introduce you to a real America hero of the energy industry, Mark Bruner, founder and CEO of Lost Soldier Oil and Gas. Mark is a second-generation oil and gas legend whose companies have created more than $15 billion in shareholder value, including Ultra Petroleum. But Lost Soldier could be bigger than Ultra Petroleum, with what could be the largest gas discovery in the United States in 100 years. It's 40,000 acres. It took them 40 years to piece it together in Wyoming. Mark, welcome. How are you?
I'm great. Good to see you again, Wayne.
Tell us more about Lost Soldier. What have you got?
Well, I think we've got a really big gas field. I mean, in order to understand why it's just being done now, you got to understand the history. There was a uranium mine out here, and whenever there was a meltdown by 3 Mile Island, they started reclamating this mine and shut it down. 3 years ago, I got a call that basically asked me if I would drill it because they finally got the release and the reclamation was over, and they had permits to drill it. So we drilled it. And it's the biggest discovery that I've ever made, okay? It's basically deep overpressured gas. Starting at around 13,000 feet, it's like a layer cake. It's just zone after zone of overpressure is what it is. So we're very excited about it. The other great thing is that it's surrounded by infrastructure, legacy fields that are essentially run out, and billions of dollars of infrastructure is there for us to utilize, and we don't have to build it. We're building a 5-mile line to hook into that infrastructure, and we believe we can produce up to 400 million a day within 36 months to fill that line, and then we're going to build a bigger line. That's the plan, and yeah, we couldn't be more excited.
Very exciting.
What we have.
Hey, Mark, listen, I want to make sure people that contact you, if they're accredited investors and they want to hear more about the project, they want to get involved, they go to lostsoldier.com. lostsoldier.com. Mark's got a whole team. Every one of them has 40 plus years of experience in the energy and oil business, and they will contact you, call you back,
or email you back, and they'll get back to you as soon as they can. Lost Soldier Oil and Gas. You want to get involved? He's the man. Hi, this is Wayne Allyn. If you're sick and tired of supporting woke companies, I have great news for you. You don't have to anymore. You can shop where my family shops at GreatPatriotStore.com. My team researched thousands of companies for my best-selling book, The Great Patriot Boycott Book, and one stood out above all, GreatPatriotStore.com. This is the answer to inflation. Hundreds of household products that you're already buying. Much higher quality, no toxic chemicals, delivered right to your door at incredible prices. 20,000 American families are joining every month, and you should too. And now they've got the beef, pasture raised with no hormones, antibiotics, or mRNA ever, exclusively available only to their members. Like Costco or Sam's Club, you need to become a member. Go to GreatPatriotStore.com, fill out the form, and they'll contact you right away. And boom, you're a member. For a limited time, the annual membership is $1. Go to GreatPatriotStore.com. That's GreatPatriotStore.com.
All right, Wayne Allyn. I see that the death certificate has been, and cause of death has been released for Kyle Busch, and it's just interesting when I read through it. What it says basically is that he died of pneumonia and sepsis, and he had bacterial pneumonia for days to weeks. And no one's ever going to tie that outside of me and my show to the COVID vaccine. And I don't know that he ever got the COVID vaccine. I have no idea. He's one of those people that never announced whether he got it or he didn't. He kept saying it's a private matter. I'm not going to talk about it. I found nowhere on the internet does it say, hey, I got it. I'm encouraging you to get it, which I find all the time in people who are dead now. They all got the COVID vaccine and now they're dead. And they were telling everyone to get it and probably wound up killing all those people too. A lot of people have died from this COVID vaccine. I have no idea if Kyle Busch took it, but I can tell you this. The COVID vaccine is causing massive increases in death, massive increase in immune disorder and immune dysfunction, massive increases in heart attacks, strokes, blood clots, massive increases in all kinds of immune-related diseases and all kinds of neurological diseases. And this guy died of pneumonia. Number one, it could have, I don't know. This is why I keep saying you got to ask the widow, did he take the COVID vaccine? Very important to know. Did he take any of the boosters? Very important to know. Important to ask John McCain's family. Died at 66, the son of John McCain. Did he, or maybe 66, right? A year older than me. Did he take the COVID vaccine? And the list goes on and on. There were 10 people this week that I saw that were famous that died in their 60s and 50s. And in this case, Kyle Busch, 41 years old. And you need to ask, did he take the vaccine? Not everyone who dies had anything to do with the vaccine. Not everyone, but many of them. And all the excess deaths, large numbers are dying from the vaccine. Someone needs to ask his widow, did he take the vaccine? We need to know. That's called science. It's important to know. I just want to point out that the vaccine destroys your immune system. So if a 41-year-old, great athlete, in incredible shape, who drives cars at 200 miles an hour against G-forces, if he could drop dead at 41 years old of pneumonia, then very possibly, here I am 65, I've never had pneumonia. Maybe it's because his immune system was compromised by the vaccine, number one. Number two, they tell you here, he literally didn't die from pneumonia. He died from the pneumonia that caused blood clots to break off, and the blood clots killed him. Well, what causes blood clots? The COVID vaccine. So there's a lot of things that could indicate he took the COVID vaccine. All these drivers wanted to get back out there and make their millions of dollars on the racetrack. And for a while, they couldn't get out there unless they could prove they took the vaccine. So my guess is that he took the vaccine. Here was the rules laid down by NASCAR. You either prove you took the vaccine, or we're going to stick that disgusting long thing up your nose every time you enter the garage. So if you go to lunch and come back, they're going to stick it up your nose. So does anybody want that 20 times a day up your nose? No. So you'd get the vaccine. It's much easier, much simpler. All right, I'll do it. I'll get the vaccine. He's dead now. Someone needs to ask that question. All right. Biden DHS, I mentioned this before the break, released just under 90% of border migrants they caught into the United States through a parole program. So everybody who came in, excuse me, everyone who came in wound up getting released into the United States, which is amazing. There's a hunger strike at a New Jersey ICE detention facility, and here's Tom Homan's response. And I'm sure this is going to be a funny one because he's a tough guy and he's kind of funny too. Border Czar Tom Homan responded to a hunger strike by illegal immigrants at Delaney Hall, a private ICE detention center in Newark, New Jersey. The strike has been ongoing since Saturday, May 23rd. It involves roughly 300 detainees demanding better treatment and faster hearings. Maybe they should have given that to the J6 American citizens. Rather than caving to their demands, Homan stated bluntly that hunger strikes rarely work. He added that if physicians at the facility determine that detainees are putting themselves in serious danger, then ICE would seek a court order that allows authorities to force feed them. But he said in his role since the 1980s, he has never seen a hunger strike work. Never. Look, I've done this since '84. Hunger strikes never work. We're not going to change what we do because someone goes on a hunger strike. As a matter of fact, if it gets bad enough and the physicians feel like they're putting themselves in danger, medical danger, we'll force feed them. We'll get a court order and force feed them. So it wasn't a funny answer. I thought he was going to say something wise, as Trump would have. But he just said something very true. They don't work, number one. Nobody wins because of a hunger strike. And number two, we'll just force feed you. So you're not going to die. We're not going to let you starve to death under our watch. It's just not going to happen. Court hands Democrats an ugly loss in the Florida redistricting fight. Florida judge handed Democrats significant setback Tuesday. That was yesterday, ruling that Governor DeSantis' redrawn congressional map can remain in place while 3 lawsuits work their way through federal courts. Isn't it interesting that we seem to lose all over the United States, but we win always in Florida? Because Florida is not corrupt. Florida is not corrupt, and most of their judges are probably given their roles by Republican governor. So they're not enemies of the United States. They're not scumbags. They're not communists. They're not bought and bribed by China and the Mexican drug cartel. That's why we win in Florida. It's honest. Energized Health, sponsor of the show as we say goodnight. They changed my life. I'm going to be 65 years old, coming up fast, and I look this way because of Energized Health. I mean, I look younger than I looked 15 years ago. That's me 15 years ago at the age of 50. And this is me today in the gym at the age of about to be 65. Thank you, Energized Health. You are my fountain of youth. You reversed aged me. You can do the same. Go on Wayne Root's journey and get 40% off. Go to EnergizedHealth.com and just say war when you speak to them.
Hi, this is Wayne Allyn from my great friends John and Chelsea Jubilee of Energized Health. Energized Health changed my life. I lost 25 pounds of fat, including dangerous inner body, visceral fat, and gained about 10 pounds of muscle and intercellular hydration in only 88 days. Now, over 2 years later, I look and feel the best of my life. I'll be on this program for life because it's easy, all based on a foundation of the Life Game Changers extra and intracellular hydration. Now science backs it up. A new study just released by the National Institutes of Health reveals that proper hydration might slow down the aging process and prolong a disease-free life. Here's your chance to be like Wayne. Energized Health can change your life just like it did for me. Right now, Energized Health is offering my fans the War 40% off discount. 40% off. Just say more. Go to EnergizedHealth.com.